Shortly, Naseem Hamed defending his WBC International Super Bantamweight title against the Colombian former world title holder Juan Polo Perez. This is the man preparing to defend his belt for the 5th time. Live shots of Hamed in the dressing room, and I think we have to say that is coolness personified. But he knows he's got to do the business here, because one or two critics among the professionals are saying the hype's great, the style's great, but where is all the substance? Well, we're only going to find out over time, and Hamed is surrounded by a group of hardened professionals like Brendan Ingle and his team there from Sheffield, who know all about what it's going to take to go to the top of the world. So far, so good for Hamed. Despite the growing fame, though, he is still keeping his roots firmly on home territory.
Well, this is Sheffield. As you see, it's a great day in Sheffield today. That's the old infirmary down there. I've got a friend that lives down there called Johnny Nelson. You may have heard of him, good boxer. It's the centre of town that way. I think I live just about up there somewhere.
But in the lead up to the fight night, Naz is based in a health resort on the other side of town with Brendan Ingle, taking it nice and easy.
It's a great hotel. I mean, I've been just chilling out in the spa, the jacuzzi, doing a bit of swimming, steam room now and again. Brendan's been giving me a rub down now and again. I've actually been living life great because I've trained hard. I mean, I've been at it all my life, I've devoted my life to it. So I don't see why I shouldn't live the way I want to, basically.
After his relaxing morning, he readjusted his newly coloured hair before saying goodbye to his friend and manager, Ed Schofield.
You know, that's a good colour. You know, come Saturday, that one will be feeling great. I'm ready to take him out, I reckon maybe around, I'm not sure, you know, round 3 or 4. I'm going for early doors too. Yeah. I've got to take him out early doors, you know.
Right. Well, best of luck.
Thanks a lot, man.
Good to see you again. We'll hopefully see you again soon.
All right. See you later.
Next up, a cruise in the Jeep to hit the shops. A wave to the fans, all part of keeping up that famous image.
All right, where we're heading? Harrison's or JLR? Cut, take. There it is.
Nice now.
Not bad, is it? All right, Tanya. Tammy.
Best of luck for Saturday, yeah.
Thanks a lot. See you guys later.
See you.
Oh, sit there. Jailhouse, it's, I've got friends, I mean, what work there, and they own the shop. Got some good clothes in there, just streetwear, just going whatever I wear on the way casually on the street. I wear tracksuits, tops, I wear this starter gear in there, this Carl Carney gear, just streetwear basically. And I'm into streetwear, I'm not always into dressing smart. You see today, this is my summer look, got my Gucci sandals on, got some shorts on, just a top, just chilling. I got my Jeep here, just checking the breeze, the storm, you know, taking the breeze.
Cruising smoothly, isn't he? And it's been smooth progress in most places. I wonder, actually, if that was legally parked or not, but I don't see him being towed away in Sheffield, actually, do you?
Yeah, I think he's the hometown favourite, and I'd be very unlikely to see him getting any hassle from traffic wardens.
You obviously rate him, but is it fair to say there are still doubts in your mind about his potential?
Well, I think we would all be doing ourselves a favour if we hold a little bit in reserve, but there's no doubt about it. He's one of the most exciting things we've ever seen, and it's easy to get carried away with it. But it'll be interesting to see how he handles a former world champion. And this guy is a bit of class, on the downward slope at 30 years old, but he's certainly a classy performer, and he could pose an interesting threat to him.
Thank you, Barry. From Scotland to Somerset, Prince Naseem Hamed has been building his support, and the support is here at the Albert Hall. He's next into the ring. A big night for him. It's live on Sky Sports after this break. Big-time boxing in a big-time venue here tonight at the Royal Albert Hall, live on Sky Sports. Naseem Hamed against Juan Polo Perez for the WBC International Super Bantamweight title. Our Master of Ceremonies is Mike Goodall.
the challenger for the title, Juan Polo Perez.
Well, this man could provide the stiffest test yet for the precocious Prince Naseem Hamed. He's from Colombia, and they breed them tough there. The former world super flyweight champion, that's at 8 stone 3, and remember we're fighting now at 8 stone 10. I think the questions about him though are, this is his 51st fight, he's pretty battle hardened, maybe he's ring worn. But this is a man who's mixed with the very best around and still has immense pride and believes that he can come back to be a real force again. He says that he's going to beat Naseem Hamed in 4 rounds tonight. He says, I'll chase him for 3 and beat him in 4. Juan Polo Perez, now 31, 10 years older than Prince Naseem Hamed.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've patiently been waiting for. The WBC International Super Bantamweight Champion, Prince Naseem Hamed.
Dramatic overture. The Prince topping the bill at the Royal Albert Hall. He sees this as just another stepping stone on his way to becoming world champion. But is it? He says, I'm unbeatable and untouchable, and I'm going to be one of boxing's legends. I must say, his punch power seems to be absolutely awesome, and he finds angles for his punches that other fighters don't even dream about.
That's right, in his last fight, he was devastating.
But I think there are still questions about this fellow amid the deafening hype. How does he respond under pressure? Can he really take a punch in a long and exhausting fight? Those are questions we don't know. They're missing parts in the jigsaw.
And is Perez the man who's going to give us a few answers?
Answers coming up. Well, they're grooming him for such huge things, including a possible appearance on the Mike Tyson comeback bill. Chris Eubank, eat your heart out.
We had the fireworks outside of the ring. Is Hamed going to produce the fireworks inside?
Well, he really is an extraordinary young man. These are the vital statistics with this fight. Hamed 10 years younger at 21. Both small men, the little super bantamweights. Perez a bit taller, and the weights Hamed right on the limit. Perez a little inside, though heavier than he has been for some of his big fights. Total fights, there we are. Perez, much more experience, as you'd expect, and Hamed's punch power displayed in that 3.5 rounds average per fight. An 88% knockout ratio. And he's sold out the Royal Albert Hall tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is conducted and sanctioned by the World Boxing Council International Championship Committee, whose supervisor at ringside is Mr. John Morris, General Secretary of the British Boxing Board of Control. The steward in charge this evening, Mr. Nipper Reid. The judges at ringside are Mr. Daniel van der Wiel of Belgium and Mr. Sergio Silvi of Italy. The man in charge of the action in the middle of the ring and also scores the contest this evening, Mr. Mickey Van of Leeds, and the timekeeper, Mr. Michael McCann of London. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, from the world's famous stage of the London's Royal Albert Hall, live and exclusive throughout the United Kingdom and Europe on Sky Sports, Big Time Boxing, it's Big Fight Time! Sponsored by Middle East Broadcasting Centre, NBC, and promoted by Frank Warren for Sports Network, who proudly present a contest of 12 3-minute rounds to decide the WBC International Super Bantamweight Championship. Between introducing the boxers, firstly, the challenger in the red corner, wearing the multicoloured trunks and coming from Colombia. He has a 55 professional record, 36 wins, 22 by way of KO, 12 losses and 2 draws. He weighed in at 8 stone 8 3/4 pounds. He's the former IBF Super Flyweight Champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Juan Polo Perez. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the leopard skin trunks, Britain's most exciting prospect, the boxer. He comes from Sheffield and the Yemen. He is undefeated in 18 contests, 16 wins coming by way of KO. He weighed in at exactly 8 stone 10 pound. He is ranked #1 by the WBO and #3 by the WBC. He is the former undefeated European bantamweight champion and comes to the ring as the WBC International Super Bantamweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Prince Naseem.
He really has caught the national imagination, this young fella.
The referee, Mr. Mickey Van, will now give his instructions to the boxers.
Mickey Van from Yorkshire, Leeds to be exact, will give the final instructions once Hamed condescends to go over to get them. No point in him going through any long-winded instructions, because I don't think Perez would have understood a word. Right, what has Prince Naseem got in store for us this time? He's been specialising in quick wins. His 3 wins in 1995 so far have lasted a total of 8 rounds. due to go 12. Prince Naseem in the gaudy shorts, if you needed the identification. There he is, diving in. Perez has seen just about everything on his travels around the world, his World Championship fights. He's fought 9 world champions, but I don't suppose he's ever seen anything quite like Hamed before. Will we see pressure tactics from Juan Polo Perez? That's what he says he's going to do, try to put Prince Naseem under pressure, but there's that confident, almost arrogant look on the face of the Yorkshire Yemeni.
And already Hamed getting through with shots from all sorts of difficult angles. He punches when he appears off balance.
Go to hit him and he's not there. Tremendous reflexes, reminiscent really of an early Harold Graham, who of course is from the same Brendan Ingalls stable. Once again he's taunting his man with what almost looks like a form of limbo dancing, but then he comes in with these fast punches from crazy angles.
Perez, a very, very experienced fighter.
But he has lost his last 2 fights. This is his 3rd fight in 10 weeks, Perez. Is the ambition still there? Is the fire still burning for him? We'll find out, I think, tonight. He's only had 1 first-round win, Prince Naseem. The 2nd round is his favourite for getting the job done. It really would be the most terrible, sensational upset if all the big plans for Prince Naseem were to be derailed here. I've seen that kind of thing happen before, mind you. Nothing's for certain.
Just sort of feeling each other out. You get the feeling there's some bombs ready to land from either one.
Just landed a very clever little short left hook, Naseem. And Perez trying to work it all out. Welcome back to this glorious sporting amphitheatre of the Royal Albert Hall. Marvellous surroundings, the tiered balconies, everybody within, well, maybe 90 feet of the ring. Prince Naseem Hamed has sold the place out. 6,000 capacity. Mickey Van lets the action begin. This is the round, the 2nd, in which Prince Naseem has finished off 6 of his 18 victims. Including the last one, Enrique Angelis, you might remember. Usually takes a round just to have a look at what's in front of him. Short little right is a clever punch again from Hamed. Starting to get through. But this man may take more stopping than most. He has not been stopped since September of 1992. Polo Perez.
He looks lively, he keeps moving the head well, got a nice rhythm, Perez.
Yes, you don't hang around that long at the top without having a few survival instincts.
That's right, and if you look at his face, he's very unmarked.
He's finding it hard, though, to lay a glove on Hamed. It's like punching at shadows, the crowd warming to his defensive antics. But one time, somewhere along the line, you get the feeling somebody is going to connect like that left hand from Naseem. Perez is down in round 2. I'll tell you what, this fellow is a puncher. He's up with the count at about 8.
Hamed really leapt in with that shot.
Is he on his way to yet another quick win? Perez is in desperate trouble again. Down he goes. Get up, says Hamed. I think he was saying, I didn't hit you that time. Perez is gasping for air. Is he going to get up, or is this another second round win? It is. He's done it again. Another somersault, another victory, and the march towards a World Championship fight, which surely now is an inevitability, goes on. You put them in front of him, he knocks them down.
And he does it in good style. He does it when you least expect him to hit his man. He just leapt in that first one, left it with a shot and put his man over.
Well, his family are so happy. He's from Yemeni descent. They've got a corner shop in Sheffield, which is where Prince Naseem was born and grew up. And Juan Polo Perez is stopped for the first time since September of 1992, and for only the third time in 51 contests. Hamed has done it again. I don't know what more really you can say about him, but well, we await to see somebody test him, but maybe he's so good that they can't test him.
That's right, he really just leapt in there with that left hand. Very solid punch, and then plays about when his opponent's on the floor. Very cocky, but he does the business in.
Perez, well, we wondered if he might have the credentials to provide a serious test, but in the end, he did not. But the problem, I think now, as we just watch the finish again, is this fellow too good for his own good? Because none of the world champions are going to be queuing up to give him a shot, are they?
I shouldn't think so. He caught him there with a short left hand again. Just there, just after this, he clips him.
Well, I think here that Naseem was saying to him, I didn't really hit you here. Why have you gone down?
That's right. Well, I thought it was the first right hand and then that little short left hand where he got, you know, his weight behind the punch. But certainly when he went down, it wasn't a punch that hit him.
And he was motioning to him to get up, which he didn't do.
That's right. Maybe Hamed didn't think he'd hit him that hard, but he didn't get up.
Well, I think you've got to say, on top of all that, yes, he's done the job again. Yes, he's a marvellously exciting prospect. Yes, he could be a future world champion. But did it tell us anything we didn't know? The answer to that is no. And we await to see him in some kind of crisis, which he may have to go through if he fights the like of Marco Antonio Barrera of Mexico, the WBO champion, or Hector Acero Sanchez, the WBC champion.
The way he's going in, he's just blasting them all away with ease.
Yeah.
We thought this would be a tougher fight. We thought it would answer a few questions, and he really just toyed with them and put him away with ease.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes exactly of the second round, Juan Polo Perez has failed to beat the count. The winner by KO, Prince Naseem Hamed, and still WBC International Super Bantamweight champion.
That's his 5th defense of that title, Prince Naseem, and he's now got an amazing record of having won 17 out of 19 inside the distance.
And ladies and gentlemen,
it's the 7th time he's won in round 2.
For the challenger, Juan Polo Perez.
But he seems to have everything, doesn't he? Marvellous reflexes. And I don't think that Perez landed a punch.
I don't think he did. He pretty much did exactly as he wanted to do, Hamed. He just played with him and knocked him out.
Certainly not a serious punch. There's his dad.
He obviously carries a great deal of power. He leaps in, he seems to get his whole body behind the punch.
4 wins in a total of 10 rounds this year, Glenn.
It's amazing stuff. He keeps marching on.
But I still want to see him in a fight where he has to come through a little crisis to win, and then you'd know maybe that he has everything he needs.
That's right.
Or am I being choosy?
Well, I think everybody wants to see him with his back up against the ropes in a really tough fight, but at this moment they're putting opponents in front of him, quality opponents, and he just keeps knocking them out.
Yep, he's beaten this fellow, a former world champion, Perez. He's beaten Vincenzo Belcastro, Freddie Cruz in 6 rounds, Armando Castro, very durable, 4 rounds. Enrique Angeles last time in 2, Laureano Ramirez in 3. That was a good win, because Ramirez has been back to Britain since and had a win. And Prince Naseem is endeavouring to get somewhere near our microphone. He's playing the crowd, milking the moment. He's an exuberant young man. He's a cocky young man, but he is a personality. And here he is now talking to Gary Norman.
Well, Naz, as they say in the best Hollywood tradition, follow that.
Well, there's no need to rave on about anything now. And, I mean, you know I'm the best, and all the viewers know I'm the best. Sky's the limit, you know. I'll be world champ soon. Watch out.
That man had been stopped twice in 13 years. What have you got to say about that?
You know, I've told you before, Gary, when I hit them, I'm not making a song and dance about it, but believe, they just can't take the punishment, they can't take the power. The power's extraordinary, and I'll keep saying extraordinary. I'm blessed from God, what can I say? It's a gift.
I think he could have got up the second time, but I think he knew it was in for if he had got up. Do you reckon?
I tried my hardest, Gary, to call him up. You saw my hand. I said, get up, you got to take some more hammer, mate. But I'm too strong, and God's on my side all the way. I'll be world champion my next fight.
Do you want to have a look at the end of the fight? If you sort of have a little peek down here, just talk us through your punches.
Now let me see what I'm doing here. That was a straight right, and it caught him. After that, I think it really caught him and it hurt him bad. But saying that, he could have carried on, and he meant to go down there. I don't know what happened to him.
He was probably still hurt from the first one.
Yeah, he was really hurt from the first one. But to tell you the truth, that went even 50% of my power there. He didn't even take a proper shot. Look, I'm calling him up here saying, get up, you got to take some more, boy. I knew after he weren't going to get up, so what the hell? There's a nice flip there. Look, just too good. What can I say? I'll be world champion in my next fight. I don't even have to explain myself anymore. People know. I ain't shouting my mouth off anymore. I'm the best, and everybody knows it.
I think of your division, though, you've got some good champions to beat. Barreras, Hector Acero, Sanchez. Do you fear any of them?
Most definitely. I fear none of them. Basically, when I fight them, they're going to get beat, just like the rest, and in style. Early nights all the way. I ain't going for long 12 rounds, make it boring. People want excitement. People want to be entertained. I'm an entertainer and a banger and a champion too. I'm not bragging anything, but I'm too good.
Too good is the word, and Frank, I've got to say, people watching that are going to say, well, we don't want to fight him. It's difficult for you to find a fight.
It is. The problem is he's got such power. You know, I mean, I've never seen anybody punch like this. You know, he punches like a middleweight, and he's hurting these guys. That guy took a serious punch the first knockdown. I was surprised he got up from that, and obviously didn't want to know after. And that's the problem we have with the world title. But the good thing is he's ranked #1 by the WBO now, which is Barreras is a champion. And I believe after this fight he'll be ranked #1 by the WBC. So they're going to have to fight him.
People in the game know Barreras is a very, very good fighter, though.
So's Prince Naseem Hamed. He is, without a doubt, the best fighter in the world. No doubt about it.
I'll leave the last word with you, sir. Last word with you.
Last word with me, I mean, just wait till my next fight. You see a world champion, you're looking at him, Bill. You're just looking at him, boy.
The Prince, Little Big King. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.
That's 4 fights so far in 1995. My mathematics are not very good, as you probably know, but I make that 10 rounds of boxing. Is it a preparation for tangling with the best men in the world? Is he already the best man in the world? We'll be exploring some of those themes after another sensational short night's work by the Prince in just a moment. The British bantamweight picture in quick time. Then he outgrew the European Championship picture in quick time, and it looks at the moment as though Naseem Hamed is outgrowing the WBC International Super Bantamweight crown as well. I'm just about outgrowing that organ. Barry McGuigan watched the proceedings here with us tonight. Well, how good for a professional was it?
Well,
Another impressive performance by Hamed, but not as convincing as the previous two, and a serious lack of intestinal fortitude from the former champion Perez, or in the local vernacular, a lack of courage and guts. But nonetheless, another win for Hamed, and he rolls on to possibly a title fight in his next fight, a real world title.
How much of a step up will it be from what we've seen here tonight? Let's have a look at how he disposed of Perez first.
Well, this is the first knockdown, and this looked like the best punch of the fight. A nice straight left hand right through the guard. We're on the wrong side of it here, but it seemed like a good shot, and we see it from a different angle here. And you see a straight left, a powerful shot right through, hit him right on the bridge of the nose. That was a solid punch, and Perez really never got over that. The next attack was a few shots that went over his head. That one missed, but what's the next one? Bang! Snaps him right between the eyes again and stunned him, and really he never made it.
Well, I must say that I have in my own experience, I've never heard one fighter in a fight of the other say, "I thought the fella sat down." But that is tantamount to what Naseem has said about.
Well, basically, he said the guy could have got up but didn't get up, and he knew what he was. He basically knew what he was going to get when he did get up.
That's what he was saying there. Come on, get up.
Yeah, he was saying to him, get up, and basically Perez didn't want to get up. He had no intentions of getting to his feet again, and basically he was sat out the count. But you know, not a really convincing win, but nonetheless, as I say, it puts him into a possibly #1 contender for the WBC title as well. So he's assured of a world title fight pretty soon.
Have you ever seen anybody so elusive as this man?
Almost impossible to hit this guy. You couldn't hit him with a handful of stones. Moves his head all over the place. He does put his chin up in the air and does a lot of fundamental things wrong, but he's so damn quick you can't get near him. He stands in front of you and beckons you to throw punches, and you just cannot hit him. He's got unbelievable balance and coordination. Very, very difficult to hit indeed. And my friend Johnny Hammond calls him Peerless Prince Naseem. He certainly is one of the better fighters that we've seen in many, many years in this country.
All right, well, Frank Warren is now convinced that he's going to get himself a #1 ranking by both the WBC and the WBO, which means soon enough he's going to have to fight for one of those versions of the crown.
Well, it puts him in a mandatory position.
And how much of a different class of opponent will he meet on that night, whichever one it is?
I'm sure that if he fights Barrera, and I'm not sure whether they should go for Barrera, if he gets #1 in the WBC, I would go for Hector Acero Sanchez. But if he goes for Barrera, he'll find him a whole lot different than this guy. Barrera is a real fighter and a real dangerous opponent, without a doubt. He'd be a different kettle of fish.
It's 5th successful defence then of that WBC International Super Bantamweight title for Naseem Hamed, and you have to say that right at this point it's getting better and better. We hope very much you're enjoying this hot summer of big-time boxing week by week here on Sky Sports, and I can confirm tonight the news concerning our bill on the 29th of July.